Yes, people, welcome to MoreKempi, where we play more Football Manager. And today is the start of something very, very exciting because we are starting our Youth to Gold save with Vitesse. And there is two very simple rules in a Youth to Gold save. Number one is that every single transfer must be under the age of 19, which means we're only looking to sign Wonderkids. And rule number two is there should be 0 squad players over the age of 29. And that's something which can be very difficult here at Vitesse in the first season, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about Vitesse and why Vitesse. Vitesse were on the pure brink of collapse in 2024 and they lost their pro license, which is almost unheard of in Dutch football due to financial irregularities and mounting debts over £19 million. And they currently sit in the second tier of Dutch football, down in 9th place. But you'll see their record isn't too bad. 9 victories, 8 draws, 9 losses, 23 points. The math isn't mathing. And that's because they were deducted 12 points this season. And that is something that we're going to have to deal with today on Football Manager as we start our brand new journey with this Youth to Gold Let's Play, as they have a negative 12 points deduction to kick off the season. So we're already one of the worst clubs in the league. We're already in financial dire situation, and there is a 12-point deduction. And the only good thing is, you can't actually get relegated from the second tier of Dutch football, which is a huge, huge bonus unless you lose your pro license. So very lucky for Vitesse, they managed to get that back, I believe, last season, and absolute dream. That's why they're now at a 12-point deduction. I say absolute dream. It's probably not a dream to be a Vitesse fan, but at least your club is still alive. And today we are going to be starting that journey as we start off our Vitesse journey here on FM26. And as the little man said there, please subscribe to the channel because it helps more than you know. This is a brand new channel. This is MoreKempi, and there is going to be Let's Plays and other content here on the channel on different days to where the main channel content is, and there'll effectively be daily uploads over the 2 channels, which is incredible. And if you guys are on this channel, you'll get a little sneak peek into something where we're actually going back live streaming on Twitch and on YouTube in the next couple of weeks as well. So make sure you're subscribing absolutely everywhere. And if you are excited for this Vitesse journey, smash a like button down in the description below and help me out in the comments on how to do a Youth to Gold save. But that's enough waffle and excitement. This is a Let's Play. This is more chill vibes. This is MoreKempi, not your standard energetic rebuild Kempi. So I suppose, hello everybody. Let's get straight into things. I don't actually play that much Football Manager. Whether that is something you guys wouldn't understand based on what you see on the channel or not, I often do rebuilds where we go on holiday. We go on holiday for 300 odd days. We lock in a tactic. We make all the transfers ourselves. But past that, I don't actually have a lot of time to sit down and play Football Manager. So I'm very excited to actually sit down and get to do that. Now, I've not actually done much research into this Vitesse team, other than one man, Alex Butner, who I absolutely love because, if you can't tell from behind me, I'm a Manchester United fan. And I remember in 2012 when he joined Manchester United, and as a 13-year-old boy, I called him the Butt Man. Of course I did, because I was nice and immature there. But he is absolutely really good. He is 36 years of age, 15 crossing, decent enough physicals. And he is one of our better players in the squad. And to be honest, if we look in terms of average age, it is only him and Marco Shikora who are the 2 players over the age of 29. And as we said at the very start, we are not allowed any players over the age of 29. Now, that does pose a bit of an issue because I don't want to do transfers in this first window. And I think I'm making the executive decision just to allow myself to use these 2 players, because it's only 2, until January. And then when I can make transfers, I'll get rid of them. And officially, there will not be any players over the age of 29. If you guys like that shout, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be probably 1 or 2, maybe 3 episodes ahead in terms of recording. So if all of you think it's a horrible idea, if I'm in like October, I'll just stop playing them. But to be honest, I don't know how far ahead I'm going to be. I don't really know what I'm really doing. I don't know if I'm going to play every single game. I don't know if I'm going to play games off of camera. I'm currently quite undecided, and that makes me quite excited, to be honest, because we're just going to jump in and play some Football Manager. And by the looks of it, you guys enjoy watching me play Football Manager. So I thought, why not do a Let's Play as well? And then obviously going to streaming soon. Now, there is a reason why I'm going to have so much more extra time, and I will be announcing that in the next week and a half as you guys watch this, which is very, very exciting. And I'm very grateful to every single one of you that have allowed me to get into this position. Basically, I'm not going to spoil it. You guys have to subscribe to the main channel, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe on here as well so you can see what's actually going down. Now, let's have a little look into the Vitesse Academy. Is there anyone in here which could potentially be usable? I mean, there's certainly some potential here, and in terms of ability players, I mean, every single one of these can come up, to be honest, other than the 1.5-star guy down there, Anwar Alawad Aymar. The rest of them can come into the first team. We'll make him available for the B team. And in terms of under-19s, again, these two, we just need numbers. I mean, our first team squad is so light. We've just brought through all of them players, and it's still like, what, a 30-odd man squad? 37-man squad, and that's with all of our youngsters in it as well. So there's no surprise because of the financial issues they've been in, but there is not a big squad here whatsoever. In terms of finances, we start £1.2 million in debt and have £5.5 million in actual debt as well. Fantastic. We are completely maxing out our wage budget. Fantastic. And as things look for projection, we are look to, I don't know, does that look good or does it look bad? Big down arrow looks bad. Yeah, not great. We are losing more money than we are looking to spend as well. Believe it or not, currently I work in finances, and it took me a while to figure that out. But anyway, moving on into the next bit we need to look into. I suppose it's a tactic. Now, looking into what we've got here, of course we have got the Buttman who can play left wing back and is very good at crossing the ball. Strikers, who have we got? Elias Hoof, 28 years of age, not someone long term, but for a season, could be fairly good. Joao Pinto is a 2.5-star player, only 21 years of age. Good determination, finishing, composure, and speed. He could be quite good. Maxwell Rodriguez is on an amateur contract. Good speed, determination, and crossing. Don't mind him at all. Nufail Banis is a Moroccan player. Could play up front or on the wings. It does look like a one-striker system, it's got to be said. Juve Raynon has got 10 finishing, 9 composure. Doesn't look fantastic, but he's only 19 years of age. Who are the star potential players here then? Juve Raynon, to be honest, looks like he's got one of the highest potentials, but stats don't look great. Mohamed Abdallah, decent enough stats on him. Jorginho Londa is a centre-back. Matthias Marschalk is a defensive midfielder with great natural fitness. And then we look at Joao Pinto, Mitchell Driesen, a centre-back with good speed. Great trio of defensive stats on him as well. He could be very good. And Romke van der Poel is a left-back who maybe in January will take Alex Butner's place. Solomon Bonner is a wing-back, I believe. He is indeed looking okay. Good speed, not the greatest crossing on him. Could be a really good inverted fullback. So I think I've got a good picture of the tactic I'm going to build. No, I think I'm pretty much going to do this as unedited as possible for this first episode. As I said, I haven't really got a structure to what I want to do with this series, whether I'm going to show you guys every single game or, you know, go months in advance and then come back for big moments. I'm not really too sure. To be honest, I'm kind of inspired by watching Zerka's Let's Play with Millwall. And it made me think, like, why not just have a Let's Play where I can actually sit down, dedicate some time to play Football Manager pretty much every single day, which is what I love doing anyway, and turn it into a series. And he plays every single game in his saves. I could also go down the more the work the space route and play sort of some games off camera, obviously the Kev route, go down that route as well. But I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. Maybe for this first season, we'll play every game. And then as we sort of develop into sort of needing to find more Wonderkids and it becomes more about the journey to Champions League winners, maybe then we'll stop playing every game and it'll become more of a long-term thing. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Now, I instantly think I'm going to use Bonner as an inverted fullback and have Butner as a wing-back, which means I will use a ball-playing centre-back on the left-hand side and he will go and stay wider. Other than that, I'm happy to have one central centre-back, drop deeper in the pivot, and let this guy roam forwards. I do like to have a deep-lying playmaker in the base of my DMs pretty much every single time. Let's have a look at our central midfielders. Who have we got? Butner, funnily enough, is the best player there, but I'm definitely playing him at wing-back because he's got, 15 crossing. He has to play wing-back for sure. Adam Tahawi, I've got to say, our midfield options aren't very good. Adam here has good dribbling, decent finishing, good first touch, decent long shots, 10 determination, not great speed. Also can't run a lot with 7 stamina. He could be maybe the deep lying playmaker at the base of this team. that could be quite a good role for him. And in fact, he is our best player there, other than Butner, who seems to be the best player at the club by quite some distance. Right, let's just lock him in to left back. Let's lock Bonner into right centre back as well. Who is Nathan Markello? Hang on a minute. Good crossing, speed, determination. He looks quite good as well. Oh my God, does that mean that Bonner goes and plays centre back potentially? Although he is really small at 165 centimetres, so maybe not. I think Markello becomes our starting right wing back. He is good enough defensively, good height, decent enough on the ball where you don't even got him forward. He's okay at crossing, but not fantastic. I'd quite like to build up in a back three anyway and have Butner pushing forward. So we'll leave it at that. We will give license to Butner to roam down that line. So we'll get an inside forward on this left-hand side, and that can be Naful Banis. Yep, right-footed on that left wing. Absolutely superb. On the right wing, we've got Dylan Hugerwerth. That name rings a bell. Why does your name? You get Stoke? Or I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, is it United? I'm thinking of Milan Manawef. But yeah, Dylan Hugerwerth used to be at United. I remember him back in the day. Now at Vitesse, I mean, on 875 quid a week. He has got not great speed, good flair though. Not the greatest of dribbling either. Right wing position's not fantastic, is it? Maxwell Rodriguez, who we saw earlier, could genuinely be the best option. And in fact, I am going to use him in that winger spot. Is he right-footed? Yes, he is. He'll be a traditional winger, giving us that width up and down the pitch, which means we can allow this player to go forward as an attacking midfielder, and I will leave this guy as a standard central midfielder. That sort of creates, it'll be like a front four, if you can imagine in your brains, this inside forward would come into this space here, attacking midfielder here, Butner up there, 3-2-5 is the build-up we're looking to make. One of the most sort of used build-ups in world football at the moment. In terms of this other central midfielder then, I feel like we should look into some really high potential because the options aren't fantastic, so we might as well use a good youngster. Nino, then you've got 8 determination, but stats are really good. Matthias Marschalk with 16 natural fitness could be an option for the other central midfield role. Ricardo Felipe Schwartz doesn't look fantastic. Mustafa Musa, 3 determination, not filling with confidence. Sam Yvel, decent, but again, 3 determination. Sam Peppers is someone I want to look into. Good determination, good first touch, tackling technique, good natural fitness. 1 crossing, 4 dribbling, 5 finishing tells me he should not be getting forward, but he has got the stats for a defensive midfielder. So we're actually going to put Tahui there, Peppers in there, and then as this attack midfielder here, we will go with, who was it? Was it Nino Zuneveld? It was. We'll go with him in that role. That looks like a good young midfield trio. I mean, youth is going to be something we have to sort of rely on here. Marco Shrikoya is obviously one of the older guys. If I cannot use him, I will. But I think he could be the only left-footed centre-back here. Oh, Valon Zumberi, a Kosovan centre-back. Aggressive and brave. Don't you love that in your centre-backs? That looks fantastic. Michel Driesen is a decent option as well. He is right-only footed, as is Valon. Now, let's just click onto Valon and see if he has any left foot ability. It is reasonable. I'll be happy to use him there and use Driesen as the other centre-back. That then doesn't get Bonner in the team, actually, does it? Oh, okay. Which means that Peppers could become the backup DM, and we then get Bonner into that defensive midfield role, because he's little, but he's got good sort of tenacity, good speed, decent enough defensive stats. He's decent enough at passing. It could be a good idea to have him maybe as a defensive midfielder and change Tauhuai into a midfield playmaker, keeping him central, creating chances. That looks to work in my head, actually. I quite like that team. In goal, we've got Connor Vanderberg, who's 24, looks fairly decent in terms of his stats, or Maximilian Brule, doesn't entice me quite as much. Dylan Trevidan, 20 years of age, looks okay. Jaden Slicker looks okay. And Jens Yellen. I think it's going to be Connor Vandenberg as the goalkeeper. And up front, I think we're just going to go with potentially Elias Hoof. He is 28 years of age, but for this first season, that would enable us to develop Joao Pinto, who I do really like, to be honest. Decision-making isn't great. Elias Hoof, on the other hand, is just that striker we should be using, shouldn't we? As much as we're doing a youth to gold, it is about safety this season. A reminder that we are -12 in terms of the points straight away, which does make this challenge really difficult. Media prediction has us finishing in 16th and surviving. So we are going to have to put together a decent run of form and get that done. And while we build out a tactic like this, that should be possible. I like that a lot. In terms of our out possession structure, we're going to go over 4-1-4-1 with 2 pressing central midfielders in the middle. We are going to have to train Banis to drop back into left mid a bit more, but that should be fine. He's pretty much there just to be a man on the pitch on that left-hand side. Team instructions-wise, in terms of our in possession, shorter directness, higher tempo, play wider, distribute through the centre-backs, play through the press, pass to feet. I think we've got good enough ball players in the team to be able to do that in the second tier. And out of possession as well, I'm going to go over a much lower defensive line, trigger press slightly, and you can see here, basically, we're making a 4-5-1, being really difficult to break down, but also get out there and stop the opposition as well. Not really being too deep and defensive. I mean, we are being deep and defensive, but not standing off and letting them knock the ball about. We are going to try and win the ball back as well. And I think that's going to be the tactic we go with. Positive mentality. I've got no idea if that's going to work. If you guys have never watched one of my videos before, I'm not a tactic guy whatsoever. I'm a rebuild guy. I love transfers. I love scouting. And that's why I think I'm going to absolutely love this youth to gold journey. Now, the other incredibly exciting thing about Vitesse is their facilities. They have got excellent new facilities and superb training facilities. So bringing up youngsters through the academy should be something we're very, very good at. And once they get here, they are going to train at brilliant facilities. Our stadium is also fantastic. So in terms of revenue, we will be able to bring in quite a lot from the Girl Dome. And overall, we should be okay. Now, in terms of the club's history, they have never won the Eredivisie. They came runners-up in 1915, over 111 years ago. And in terms of third place was 1998. They've won 1 Dutch Cup in 2017. And in the second tier, have only won it twice as well. So there's not loads of titles which have come to this once great club. I mean, I think of the days of like Mason Mount on loan here, where they were effectively Chelsea's B team. Since then, it's all gone a little bit peaked on for Vitesse, I've got to say. And we're here to attempt to fix that. Now, quite often in my rebuilds, a little peek behind the curtain, I leave a lot of responsibilities up to my directors of football. In terms of staff, I leave that pretty much all over to them. In terms of contracts, a lot of the time, I end up leaving that to them if it's like a long-term save. But in this save, because it's a Let's Play, I really want to delve into playing every single part of Football Manager. Of course, contracts and stuff, most of the time I do myself. But when it comes to like training, I never touch training. When it comes to mentoring, I very rarely touch mentoring unless it's like a youth only rebuild. I'll do individual training, but 90% of the time I don't touch training. I don't touch individual training. I don't touch mentoring. I don't really touch staff recruitment too much unless it's scouts to try and get really good scouts in different regions. A lot of the time I just leave it to my staff, and that's why I'm really looking forward to playing this game, because I want to play more Football Manager, and this save is going to allow me to do that. If you are so far enjoying the madness of what is going on, even though we haven't continued a full day, it's been 20 minutes, please subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. And like I said, just hype up the comments and get a bit active. Now, in this first episode, I am going to play the first game of the season against Die Graafschap, who are a decent team, I believe, in terms of the media preview. They are 8th place, so in and around mid-table, very decent side. I've got Jevon Simmons in on loan, who is a really good youngster from PSV, who I used to sign a few years ago. So he should be fairly difficult to attempt to stop, but I think we'll be okay against them. I'm going to play this friendly against Victoria away from you guys, start to look into my staff, recruitment focuses and stuff, and bring you guys back when there's a bit more to look at. Actually, I'm going to bring you back straight away because I want to talk about scouting just a little bit. Financially, we are so broke, it's crazy. We've got £25,000 to spend on scouting, which allows us to scout the Netherlands, but we can't scout Central Europe. Now, I'm actually going to put scouting to no scouting, and I'm going to do no scouting whatsoever until December, and then scout Central Europe for December and January, and that is where we'll kickstart signing our Wonderkids. I do think we'll be able to get a couple of sales in January as well. I mean, looking into the contract scenario here, everyone is on a contract this season, and pretty much past that, they are leaving us. So some of the older guys like Butner, we might be able to sell for like 50, 100k, and really we're going to look to put that straight into scouting and attempt to scout as much as we can the second half of the season. But for this first half, I'm going to do no scouting whatsoever, which might be wrong, but I think that's the best play when it comes to the financial situation we're in. I can't sign anyone for at least 6 months anyway. I might as well save the money. I've resorted to bringing in the Lord Bentner to be a coach. That probably shows the level of our coaching staff. This guy's one of the best, but he's the Lord. He has to join. Past that, we've got the ball rolling with a few other staff members, and then I've just asked my assistant to sort out the mentoring groups, and these all look fairly good to me. They look like they'll do to the start of this episode and this series. And in terms of training, I'm now going to go through an individual training and just set up everyone to be in the correct role. If you set this to list, you can then do your correct in possession and out possession roles, and that just massively helps in how they train in the tactics. So I'm going to go through and do all of that, and then we'll be able to hopefully get into that first friendly game. The other thing we need to set up is our set pieces, and we will pretty much do what I normally do in every save, is in swinging corners on a balanced transition, hybrid marking, one man on the near post, balanced in terms of counter-attacking, and it gives you a good enough set piece routine. From there, I like to add in a couple of box threats, have 3 aerial threats, put this one to having 2 that definitely stay back, 2 people that work outside the box, and then we will put the big man here to mark the goalkeeper, which we can do there. We'll have 2 players attacking the far post and these 2 attacking the near post, so that creates sort of a diversion where they can make the run, hopefully pull some players off, and the big men are at the back stick to head something in. I don't know if that's a really good set piece or not, to be honest. As I said, I actually don't play that much Football Manager. As much as I'd love to, I'm hoping this series helps me do that. In terms of the code of conduct, I'm going to go very, very simple with that. And I'm looking to kind of meet the players at some point as well. That'd be nice to have a little chat with them and tell them who I am and what I'm expecting from them, which is to not win the league. Let's be real here. To survive would be very, very good. I mean, we can't really get sacked, to be honest. We will meet the media as well. But first off, let's meet the lads. I am the GOAT. That's the manager's name, not what I think of myself. It's because he's a good manager. I'll just tell them everything here because that's what they want to hear. And they'll leave neutrally. Top notch. In terms of the media, how are we doing, lads? I haven't done a media press conference on this year's FM. Is it still the same? Just spam positive and it works? Yeah, that looks good. Everyone's encouraged. Well, the first friendly is done, and it was a convincing 5-1 victory, which is exactly what we're looking to see. Some decent possession in there, good shots, good on target, dominated XG, and 5 goals. A couple coming from Zunaworld, who was really good. One come from Hugerworth, one come from Banis, and one from Abdella. So a good start to things. 5-1 away from Victoria. There is a little gap now, so I'm going to get another friendly arranged as well in this sort of middly week here. We play on the 8th, I believe, don't we? So we can probably get 2 friendlies in, which we'll set up now. Now, this is the meeting which I've been scared of, where I actually tell them what I want to happen this season. This is where everything can go incredibly wrong. Now, hello, Alex Butner. I've always wanted to talk to you. How are you doing, pal? Let's talk about the division here, mid-table. Yeah, fine. We're happy with that. In terms of promises, we are looking to give youth a chance, which they all absolutely love. Positive interaction, nothing else to talk about. That's how you nail a team meeting. Now, the first friendly went again very well, scoring another 5 goals and showing to be a decent side. So, for the last friendly, we challenged ourselves. We played up against Hercules in the league above and drew 2-2, which I'm very, very happy with. They scored 2 goals and a late one in the 88th minute. So, against the team in the league above, at home, a 2-2 draw. Got dominated in terms of possession, but managed to counter-attack them. And that's exactly what we're looking to do this season. So we're going to get straight into it here. Our first game officially in the Vitesse Youth to Gold against the Grafschap. Well, that's not ideal. Just a couple of days before the first game, our left winger, Banis, is out for 3 weeks. So we'll have to put someone else out there. Now, in terms of the tactical advice and the match preparation going against another team, I do want to get into that in this series as well. Just not in this first episode. I want to get this first episode underway, get the first game of the season played. And then going forward, I do want to really try and delve into the tactics, going up against different opposition, how they're going to play, change our tactics to how they're going to play, and really try and get into the nitty-gritty of a Let's Play. But for now, this is it. Welcome to the Erist Devies Kuchen Campion, whatever it's called, the second tier. Vitesse Arnhem away from home against the Grafschap. The first game of the season away from home against a team predicted in 8th place. Remember, we are predicted about 15th and currently have a negative 12 goal difference. This is not going to be easy, but this feels like a historic moment as we walk out in the black and gold of Vitesse Arnhem, here to start our Youth to Gold save. Now, for this start, I'm going to actually play on tactical because I quite like playing on tactical, to be honest, and especially when we don't know much about the tactic. I think playing on tactical really helps out, and that's something we are going to do. And I'm also going to play on 1.5 speed, not 1.75. Crikey, that'll be a bit quick, but it's how we're going to play to kick things off and really see how the tactic is working out. Now, we should be seeing us really difficult to break down as we are sitting on a much lower defensive line. So being skilled like that really isn't going to help us too much. And we're 1-0 down in 2 minutes. Yeah, we were quite easy to break down there. Not a fantastic start. Let's see what we can do when we build out from the back then. Rather than obviously whatever has just happened and getting torn apart, let's see if we can play a lovely ball over the top to Elias Hoof, who pays dividends for starting up top rather than Joao Pinto, and a wonderful assist from Dylan Hugerworth as well, who isn't normally in the starting lineup, but thanks to an injury, is in the team, and it's 1-1 already. And it does look like, actually, in terms of the match momentum, we are massively on top, and in terms of stats, which is a very good sign. Alex Butner, what can you do down the left wing, Mr. Buttman? Finds Tahui to Zombera. You can see there the back three that we're looking to really get with Butner, Hugerworth, Zunewald, and Rodriguez as the four in behind the striker. Tactic is currently working exactly as I wanted it to, which is awesome. Really good to see straight away. We've sort of come in with a style of play and we're able to implement it. Hoof is in behind again, and Elias Hoof makes it 2-1. That time the assist from Nino Zunewald, another youngster straight in the first team. That was a lovely, well-worked goal, showing exactly what I wanted this tactic to do, and it done it straight away. Unbelievable stuff so far. 2 goals in 33 minutes, and I'm loving how we're playing. And we're straight back into things pretty much from kickoff, as down the right wing, Rodriguez uses that speed. Remember, an amateur player comes up from the B team and nearly scores to make it 3. Just 2 minutes left then until half time. De Graafschap trying to go in on level terms. Great block, put the bodies on the line, and let's go. Let's counter-attack. Oh my God, Butner, what are you doing? The Buttman's nearly just absolutely done us over, but it's fine. We're going to get into half time with a lead to protect against a top 8 side. Good going, lads. And we've got all the way to the 64th minute without seeing a single other thing, which, oh my God. I absolutely love to see the fact nothing else happened. And Elias Hoof has got a hat-trick on the first game of the season. But this goal is absolutely elite play. Hoof dropping in, Zunewald finding Rodriguez, and that run from Hoof is exactly the reason I started him up front, because he's got the mental state and he runs through and finishes home first time. 3-1 and a hat-trick from our striker. This couldn't have gone much better. We are going to make a triple change, bringing on youngster Londar into centre-back. Sam Peppers, who I've given the vice-captaincy in to defence midfield. And up front, I'm going to bring on Pinto, protect the goal scorer. He's got a hat-trick in 65 minutes. Now, theoretically, this tactic should be really hard to break down. As I said, they scored a goal in 2 minutes, but past that, they shouldn't be able to just play through us like they currently are. Ball into the back post. Drops it into De Jong, long-range effort. That is what we need to reserve teams to. Don't let them have higher XG chances. The fact their XG is just 0.47 means we're doing exactly what I wanted us to do. Not only out of possession, but in possession as well. Peppers, Zunewald, Pinto. Nearly makes it 4, but blocked in the 6-yard box. Even with the youngster coming on, we're still creating chances. With 86 minutes on the clock, I think it's all but done. A long-range effort for the Grafschap pretty much ties up that game for him. There's a minute left to go, but I'm not too worried. It's 3-1. We have won this game, even if they score here, which we're not going to let them do, and we could even counter-attack with Rodriguez, keeping possession nicely. I've got to say, for a first game of a series, for the first game of a season, this is about as good as I could have expected it to go. We scored a hat-trick of our striker. We've played some beautiful football. And this whole rebuilding Vitesse thing could be a lot easier than I ever thought it could be. I mean, we could be about to go and win the league season 1. I don't think that's going to happen. Remember, we got a 12-point deduction, but we have shown straight away the ability this team does have. They are going to make it 3-2 thanks to a goal from Jevon Simmons with literally one of the last kicks of the game. But it's fine. We've won the game 3-2. We don't need to worry too much. Jevon, you're not going to get the last laugh. We're going to get the last laugh with 3 points as we beat the Graafschap in this game. And that is it for the end of the first episode here with Vitesse. The Youth to Gold Let's Play has started and we have won game number 1. If you guys did enjoy that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment back in the next couple of days as we start off with episode 2. We'll finish off August. We'll probably start September and go absolutely wild. If you enjoyed it, smash the subscribe button and like the video, and I'll speak to you guys next time.